and playing the Wednesday night game. I am DMing tonight. We have our full party, so I'm actually running my own homebrew campaign and not Dragons of Icefire Peak, which we were running last week. That's our somebody missed out campaign. We're going to start a recap here before too long. I got everybody in the other channel, so let's just get right to it.
Nothing crazy
Right now
yet.
you have 4 babies, isn't it?
Who's got babies? Fur babies?
Fur babies.
Fur babies. The best babies, if we're being honest. Okay. Anybody? Does anybody want to recap what they remember? I know we went over a little bit, but maybe we have a more complete picture now. I will kind of get you guys going on the right foot. To very, very start it off, you guys were in the cellar of the church having a conversation with Corbin about his brand and some potential plans for the future there.
Okay, I remember. We had the conversation. We kind of have a semi-unformal but formal plan. We got options, which were we have to, like, cover it somehow, like, cut the skin off, which is we don't want to do. Our other option would be, like, trying to buy the contract of Corbin from them, or whatever the case is. Once we get to a port where the guild thingy is, see if that could even be a possibility. Corbin and all of us went to bed. At some point in the story, I remember there was a charcuterie board, and a mouse ate it, and then Art ate it, and then kind of got sick because he found out there had been nibblins.
Yep. But that was not made clear to Tim initially. Eventually, it was made clear to him, but on the onset,
Yeah.
I have it specifically where the order was. I made you the charcuterie board, and Art says, "Oh, I love breakfast any time of day," and he starts like tearing into it, and Tim's like, "Yeah, you got to season your food. It's all about the seasoning." And then, Art turned and said, "What seasoning?" Like, went back to his food, spit the food out that he had, and, like, nobody said anything initially to Tim. So he was just kind of like, I have it in my notes, like, Tim will never use pepper again. Like, it's fucking.
Yeah. This was a misunderstanding that led to something more. Also, kind of in that spirit, Corbin, we woke up, he was gone. We all freaked out and went looking for him. Turns out he went and got sad drunk. And, like, Art found him in the forest with the, like, merry, warg coat situation that was being made, which still stunk to high heaven. And he wrapped it around himself like a little babushka, spilled his coinage everywhere. Mary and Tim teamed up and basically went and retrieved his gold. He luckily, somehow without us, Art was able to get him back into the cellar, where basically we had to calm him down, and we kind of came to the idea that it might be best to let this guy vomit it out.
Not make this guy
Make him vomit it out.
Yes, yes.
And Mary was able to impress him with the bongo solo of life, and then shove her baby arm down his throat, which was then covered in vomit.
Yep.
He vomited, passed out. I can't remember what happens after this, but, like, at some point, I don't remember the space in between where we got to, like, that one group where we signed the contract.
Yeah, that was the very last thing you guys did. The only other important thing that you're missing in your recap is the after you laid Corbin down, you went to Chariz's tower.
Yeah, okay, now I remember. We went there, we basically talked to him about the whole, like, necromancer contract, why is he appearing, yada yada, and we came to the conclusion that we kind of need to be able to kill something and let Chariz know, like, hey, we're about to kill something, so he can, like, figure out where, what's his name? Casserole is coming from, and once we do that, we're in the clear. Can't really kill anyone in town, so we got to get a goblin, kind of kidnap it, and then kill it in town. Which we then, like, Charles led us to this one group. I can't remember their name, but we signed a contract with them because they're having goblin problems, and they're gonna pay us for every set of goblin ears. And we signed the contract as or what was it, Quintus?
Ventus, yeah.
Lintus written in like pharmacy prescription writing. Artemis as Bartimus and Mary as Dixie Normus. And we got some weird looks. And I think that's where we ended.
Yeah, that was pretty much where you ended. There was a little bit of infighting amongst the council members of the Woodsmen's Guild. If I do say so myself, they all had wonderfully distinct personalities. And
Wasn't one Scottish? There was like a dwarf.
yeah, there was a dwarf. He wasn't Scottish. He was fantasy bad Scottish, best accent Dave can do. But you bet your ass I'm going to stick with it, and you're going to get some terrible Scottish out of that dwarf for any time you interact with him. So yeah, so then on that note, there was a little bit of bickering about how much to pay you, and the amount settled upon was 10 gold per goblin ear, up from 10 gold per pair of goblin ears. And they told you the specific assignment they gave you, the contract that you signed with them, is that you have agreed to locate and eliminate the source of of woodsmen's, because of the Woodsmen's Guild, woodsmen's lumberjack disappearances and deaths. And they told you they're happening in the woods to the excuse me, southwest of where you guys are now. And you guys had just finished in that. You were essentially like walking out the door from the Woodsman's Guild at. So this was the next day. You did the thing. You went to at the late afternoon. 2, 3 in the afternoon, something like that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're out the building.
What's up?
We're out the building.
You're out the building. You're out of earshot.
Okay. Mary's gonna ask Tim a question. She's gonna kind of look at him and be like, "I have a question to ask you, Tim."
All right.
Okay. Hypothetically speaking, is the contract that Charis talked about with what's his face only with you or with all of us?
Do you guys had any issue losing or getting rid of coins? Because if not, then I'm pretty sure it's only been affecting me.
I don't think it's been affecting me. Art, what about you?
No, as far as I can tell. Sorry. Here. I gotta deal with something real quick. So sorry about that. This guys.
You're good.
Life happens.
It's just the voices in Artemis's head.
Uh-huh. It's one of his side characters, his other personas.
Oh.
Wee.
Corbin's not here. Neither's Miko.
Our two babies are gone.
At least you know where they both are.
At least we know where Corbin is this time around. I was really scared that it was going to be like Corbin killed himself.
Okay.
Which means I'm doing my job as a DM, creating a game where you guys are like, Dave's not pulling any punches here. This could be real. This could be bad. But it wasn't. It wasn't that bad. Not the first time.
True. Okay.
Sorry about that. Art is gonna go. No, I haven't experienced any effects.
Okay.
As far as the coins.
So if neither of us are getting it, and that means you're the only contract holder, because I don't think Corbin wasn't really in on the contract, and Miko ain't definitely in on the contract unless there's something I don't know. Then if we kill something, he won't show up, right? It's only if you kill something.
No, it's just as long as I'm near dead bodies. Because as far as I checked, I did not kill 40 villagers during the night of the blood moon.
Okay, so when we all go kill the goblins, do you want to come with or no? Because he's gonna show up if you're there, but if we just go in, kill the goblins really sneakily, and come back out, he shouldn't show up, right? Cause like I feel like he's gonna be all like, "Why are you trying to kidnap a goblin?"
I mean, if we're going into the woods to kill a whole bunch of them that have been taking out, woodsmen's and such, I don't know if it's going to be easy to like just grab one and take it back to town. I think we may just have to hope that Charis can detect it that far out.
But didn't he say he couldn't? Like we have to bring it into town, and that's what I'm saying. Like if we go and kill them, like if me and Art go in and sneak try to kill some or like get some cut off from their main group, we could do that, kill maybe like two and grab one and then run. But the issue comes in like with not wanting Casserole to be there, because like if he shows up, kidnapping a goblin goes straight out the window.
I mean, I think.
And I will, real quick, just remind you guys that during your last conversation with Chariz, he did tell you explicitly that he doesn't have range, because you all have marks on your hands now, just like you did on the night of the blood moon, which allows Chariz to communicate with you, and you learned this as well in the last conversation, that it also allows him to track your location. And so he told you he doesn't think it'll work that far out. He kind of pitched like, but maybe if I stayed on the road, and he's like, no, I need to be in my lab, and so, but like you guys like went through this process with Chariz, and you and Chariz was like super diplomatic about it. Like in our recap, we're like, yeah, we gotta go kidnap a goblin to murder it for testing, but like Chariz was like super diplomatic. He was like, if I'm nearby when the coin calls to whomever this, and he was like, this and then Mary was like, casserole. He's like, casserole, and like that's how it went. So
Andreas, did you disconnect?
Yeah, I'm still here though.
okay, as long as you can still hear. And so I will remind you guys that conversation did happen, and so Tim would have reason to believe that Charles will not be able to detect it all the way out there.
Mary's gonna say like, okay, I want to pitch an idea. This is a hypothetical, so this is gonna be reliant, and because Tim, you seem to know about these like demon creatures. What time they go to sleep? Are they like up all night, sleep during the day, or they like up day, sleep at night?
For any goblins?
For goblins, yeah. Like what is their sleeping schedule?
I don't believe I got that was some of the info I was given before. Would I be able to roll roll a check for that?
It's a new session. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom, a knowledge.
Let me
knowledge, survival maybe, unless you have another skill you want to pitch.
Knowledge, survival. Let's double check that character should be here. While I get a dice. No, yeah, survival's gonna be the best one here.
All right,
rolling. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yes, goblins are nocturnal by and large. They have enough of a societal structure though that they are capable of like breaking that cycle. Like they know to leave guards and shit, and you know that they know to leave guards and shit. So like they generally sleep during the day and are active at night, but it would not be unreasonable to find a goblin active at any time of the day.
Okay. Tim is going to be like, yeah, they're definitely nocturnal, but that doesn't mean if we go there, they're all going to be sleeping. There's probably going to be some awake. They have guards. We fought a lot of them in the day as well. So
I know, that's why I'm asking. So what we could do, Art and me, sneaky sneak, or what did we call ourselves when we came up with a name?
I don't know.
Sneaky Queens?
I don't know. I want to. It just popped into my head right now. I want to call you guys the Stealth Squad, but that just popped into my head right now. That's definitely not what you call yourselves.
We can do Stealth Squad. That can be fine.
But you were.
I just remember something with Queen.
Yeah, you guys were something. I don't remember what. I don't remember what you guys were.
Daniel, what was it?
That's not the kind of thing that I put in my notes, unfortunately.
Yeah. Wait, Daniel, are you there?
Ruh-roh.
Did we lose Daniel?
He could just be distracted with home life stuff,
Good
potentially.
babies. Okay, yeah. And we'll catch him up anyway. Stealth squad. We could stealth squad our way in, kidnap a sleeping goblin, bada boom, bada bing, bring it back, do the thing, and then later go and get more goblin ears to get the monies.
True. Definitely want to go during the day while there's going to be less of them active.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. We sneak our way in. You maybe stay a few feet back because from history has told us um not the sneakiest of people. You
Nah.
stay back a bit. If like the biggest thing is going to be kidnapping it and figuring that out. Like, you got any like sleepy pills? Like any drugs? Chloroform?
Fantasy
Well,
chloroform.
let's check the spells.
Imagine if you do have fantasy chloroform in your inventory.
Oh man.
No, I only have healing spells.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, you are a healer.
Okay. I guess
What about
that's
weak?
something we could talk to Charis about that before we head out. Tell him our plan. Hey, we're gonna be leaving. Tomorrow afternoon when it's day. Can you hook us up with some fantasy chloroform?
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. I think Daniel had to leave to deal with like his nieces.
Sorry about that, guys. My headset disconnected, and then I had to whenever it just the microphone.
Okay, do we want
Yeah,
you to fill you in on what just happened?
I kind of was hearing a little bit of it. Something about the stealth squad, us, you and
Yeah,
me.
do you remember what our original name was? I know it had queen in it.
Um,
Sneak
was
queens? The sneaky queens?
I don't remember. It was like,
We'll go with stealth squad.
all right.
But okay, no, basically plan is you and I sneak into the goblin encampment during the day because we found out they're nocturnal. We still have to sneak in because they have guards. But we sneak in, kidnap one, but first we gotta talk to Charis to see if he has any fantasy chloroform.
Oh yeah, to knock them out.
Yeah, because like that's all we got. Because I don't really think with the way those things scream that we can just put its hand over its mouth and then walk out with it. Unless we grab like a baby one. But I don't know if Mary feels completely comfortable killing baby goblins.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, not a baby one, but
I
like,
feel like Mary still thinks they pop out full grown.
And keep in mind that goblins and gnomes are, mortal enemies, much in the same way that dwarves and elves are, or dwarves and orcs are. And so, like, in your initial encounter with them, Mary was like quite frightened, and because she had heard a bunch of like what's essentially propaganda her whole life, living in the gnome
The
village that she
racist
lives in.
folklore.
Yeah, yeah. So it would not be unreasonable that Mary. I think you get to decide what Mary believes, but that would
Yeah,
not
I
be
don't think
unreasonable.
like even though I'm pretty sure Tim has says they're like no, they reproduce regularly. Like Mary is still like they pop out full grown, I bet. Like I don't think she thinks there's a baby, but now there's a chance they're baby ones, and she's like not completely okay with killing random baby goblins.
That's fair.
She would feel bad about it.
That's fair. I'm here for that.
Okay. In that case, then back to Chars then to ask about chloroform. That is a question being posited to the group.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, yeah, that. Yeah, I can't believe we're going through this.
This is great.
I was trying to figure out how we were gonna, the logistics of how getting a goblin close enough to town that Charis can, detect stuff without, him coming along.
Yeah.
I just realized who I think like Tim looks like, and I feel like it's bad to say.
Oh no.
Krofsky?
Who?
Oh, never mind. Don't worry about it. It's the mustache and the glasses. No, not that. Who am I thinking of? No, not Krofsky. There we go, young Stalin.
Young Stalin.
Oh my god.
The one where it's like the nice picture of him where people were like gushing over like, oh my gosh, he was attractive. That's who Tim looks like to me, young Stalin. Young Stalin in goggles.
In goggles.
In goggles.
In Vogue.
He's still several major accidents away from that.
Okay. You guys arrive at Chariz's tower. There is, I'm going to assume, the normal interaction with the town crier as he sees the lot of you coming and, stops dead in his tracks and waits patiently until you guys are, safely passed by with your backs turned to him before he, picks back up again. Town in ruins, still rebuilding. First pyre funeral with no bodies.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think whenever that's happening, Tim's 100% like flicking him a gold coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
He's literally giving the info to your everyday folk. You want to build good relations with him.
But he don't want your blood money.
It's regular money.
You don't know that.
You don't know that, but it's regular money,
That
and he's
would be
tossing
like
it.
handing me a diamond and hand me 2 diamonds and being like, this one was sourced eco-friendly and this is a blood diamond. Now which it's like which? He ain't gonna know.
You could try.
Roll me just roll me a general dex check to see how wild of a coin flip that is.
Oh,
bad
you're gonna
skill.
throw it and you're gonna hit him in the eye. What did you roll?
20. Nat
Oh
20.
my
Nice.
god.
Nice. Tim pulls the coin out and he's like actively concentrating. He's like, I'm gonna flip this to the crier. Like, you should always be on good relations with anybody who has information. And he takes it and he like goes and he like goes to flick it and his thumb kind of has that normal hesitation, but like more like extra pressure builds because of it. And so when he finally like lets loose, it like bing, and you guys like hella loud like as his fingernail flicks against it, and it like does a perfect tumble through the air, and like the town crier like looks up and like hears the sound, catches the glint of it through the air, rolls a reflex save, saves, catches it out of the air, like tucks it in his breast pocket, and continues on with his crying.
Oh, and I saw you use the tower.
Yeah.
We've learned our lesson, Daniel, which is if you're gonna roll the dice, 100% use the tower because ever since we started doing that, we get better rolls.
Yeah.
I mean, I get better rolls. I'm the only one that's rolling badly, so.
I know, but like, I'm just glad it worked because like we were getting bad ones.
But you're not stopping to speak with him, right? You just tossed him a coin.
No. It was just tossing him the coin.
Cool. Then that interaction goes as otherwise stated. You guys pass through the forest on your way to Chariz's tower and arrive at Chariz's door. And as you approach the door, you hear a familiar. The first who's leading? Who's the first one on the step?
I'll lead.
Yeah, I would let Art lead.
Art hears a as the door unlatches itself and creaks open as the mark on the back of Art's hand glows ever slightly more than it normally does, and you hear Chariz's voice on the other side. What? Who's the? And the door pulls open and it's Charis, And he says, I forgot that I had any active marks right now. What? You're back very soon. What? That was fast. He looks around. I don't see a goblin.
Well, we got a plan, and in that plan, we kind of need to ask to borrow something.
Well, you told me the plan. It was a good plan. I agreed to it.
No, okay. So, goblins are semi-nocturnal, from what Tim says. So, like, most of them are going to be asleep during the day, except for a few guards. Our plan is sneak into the camp, drug one who's asleep, and then take it out, because that's the easiest way to kidnap one of those things without it screaming like a banshee. And we were wondering if you have anything that we could apply to, like, a claw or something like that, like a liquid that if they breathe it in, it would knock them out.
Or a dart.
Or a dart, yeah.
He's going to.
Or like a poison we can apply to like an arrow or a dart.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what he has first and foremost, because that'll determine what he says.
We can get some goblin rooflin.
Did you say goblin roofie?
Maybe.
That's
date rape the goblin.
like that's any
No, not-
better than fucking whatever you guys are looking for. I forgot the
Chloroform.
goblin chloroform.
Exactly.
Don't get on the high ground because you're only looking for chloroform. Now, come on.
Come on, if you're gonna go all in, you gotta go all in.
So we're gonna try to seduce a goblin, fail, put a roofie in their drink, and then kidnap the goblin.
I don't know what kind of goblin party you guys think you're going to, but
We're going to the quinceanera.
that's right. Call back.
Oh yeah.
Reference to the previous time where we interrupted one.
That's true. That's true. That you guys saved Fareed. Ruined the whole party. He was the party favor. You ruined the whole party.
The pinata.
The Fareed Yada. The Furin Yada. But more importantly, Charles looks at you skeptically and says, maybe if you had a more skilled magic user among you, I might be able to teach them something. But and he looks at the three of you and says, I don't think I'm going to have much success with the three of you. Nothing personal. Nothing personal.
No offense, Jake.
Tim's gonna be like, I mean, I can make potions. I mean, that's kind of like magic.
And he says, yes. Have you mastered the art of potions which others can take?
Yeah, he can make potions. I think. I believe so. It's just alchemy. And
Yeah.
He is like a.
Yeah, you can make regular potions, but the thing that you do that's like magic, those fizzle in the hands of other people. Those are very personal. But you can make regular potions. You're right. I think that you picked up a skill for that, or you get that as an alchemist at a certain level.
Yeah, it's just brew potion, and you get it automatically.
Yeah, but they are. I will just remind you that those two things are separate branches of the same tree, I guess.
Okay. Okay.
But that's technically true. Yeah, you can still brew potions that affect other people. So he's gonna say, oh well. He's like, come in, and he's gonna open the door and invite you guys in. At this point, you guys should pretty much know where to go. It's the same table every time. And Charles will just kind of gesture everybody into the side room, and he's pulls out some brewing equipment, and goes into his disappears, opens this door, goes into his storeroom, pulls out a couple of different materials, comes back, and it's very clear that he's setting up to brew a potion, and he's asking you technical questions along the way, do you magically heat your burners, or do you use mundane means? And stuff like is your glass infused, or where did you acquire it from? And he's talking shop basically with you.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to say that he's not asking anything that's out of the realm of anything that Tim would know. But from Mary and Art's perspective, they're being totally left out of this process. So what are the two of you doing?
Can Mary go off and try to find Fareed?
He's not downstairs, so you absolutely can, but that would involve going upstairs.
Okay. Can Mary like Charos? Hey.
Yeah. Turns to Tim. Excuse me a second. Yeah. Yes.
Where's Farid and Miko, my baby?
He's probably up in his chambers.
Can I go upstairs and talk to him real quick?
Well, you can. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Just yes, you can.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh,
She gonna go upstairs.
Sounds good. Art.
Or oh, he doesn't really have much to do. Uh,
Think,
um,
what if like Tim's like sending him on a go find me a left-handed screwdriver kind of errand, or not? But he gives him like a piece of like block of wood or something. He's telling him like to shape it into like a specific like weird geometric shape because it's going to be used in the infusion process.
If you're trying to bullshit him, you'll have to roll a bluff check. But I love the idea.
It's just to make
to
him
make-
feel useful.
Ah.
I'm assuming he's like visibly doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, he's just kind of like standing there, like, has his arms to his side, kind of like swinging back and forth on his feet, kind of like,
He's sitting there, but there's no thoughts between those eyes.
no.
Finals 5 for a bluff check.
Oof, that is not good. Do you have a sense motive skill, Daniel?
Let me.
And what
check
is it? Just like as a skill.
this. Sense motive is a 6.
Yeah. You don't even have to like actively like check on that. Like you definitely get a vibe that you're get this is busy work is what this is. Like you
Yeah.
that is undeniable. You can play along or you can, address
I
it.
feel
That's up
like
to you.
I feel like Art, he would just kind of be like, he knows he can't really do much, and he's just like, it's the thought that like he wants me to be involved. So I think he's just gonna kind of like go along with it, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you pull out your dagger and start whittling this block of wood into whatever the fuck shape you're supposed to be carving it into. Mary, you climb the stairs, and Farid is sitting in a chair in the like waiting area with Miko, and you like as you are coming before you even round the corner, before you can even see him, you can hear his voice, and you can't make out exactly what he's saying, but you can hear him just like quietly like whispering and cooing to over Miko. And then as soon as you like round the corner and pop into the vision, he like stops and like doesn't like he doesn't like look embarrassed or anything. He just like stops and smiles and says like, "Oh, hi! I didn't expect to see you so soon. I thought I heard
Hi.
something downstairs."
Yeah, we kind of, alchemy stuff. They figure it out, with the goblins. But speaking of goblins, I guess I kind of needed to talk to you about something involving Miko.
And he goes, "Oh, anything," and he's like bouncing him on his knee.
Mary's gonna kind of like put her hands together, and it's like tapping her index fingers. So like her hands are crossed together, fingers intertwined, except the index fingers that are tapping, and she's looking down at them, and she's going, "As you know, yeah, we're me and my friends are gonna have to start traveling soon, and we're gonna have to go through the Badlands to get where we're going, and I'm not sure that's the safest thing for Miko."
And Farid's going to his eyes are going to like avert from yours, and he's as he says, probably not. And he like very slowly his eyes like pick back up to meet yours, and he's just kind of
And
like
through
waiting with
this,
bated breath.
yeah, and she's gonna kind of, she's not making eye contact. If she does, she's gonna cry. like she's just kind of continuing to tap her fingers together, and like I kind of seen that you get along with him very well, and you help me teach him like how to stay, and I think you're a very good influence on him, and I feel like it might be best if he stays with you for the foreseeable future. And she's like teary eyed, red in the face, cannot look at him.
And Farid is going to like cock his head very slightly to the side. And he's gonna pick up, a finger and like wipe a tear from his eye, and he's gonna like pick up Miko and like set him down on the chair and make his way over to you and like drop to his knees to get to your level. And he's gonna try to hug you. I don't know how Mary is.
Mary's gonna hug onto his leg.
Well, he's on his knees. He's dropped to
Okay,
his knees to
hugging
meet
him.
your level.
He hugs him back.
Yeah. And he says, "Of course." And he says, "You can visit him anytime you want, and as much as it pains me to say, if you ever are able in a safer situation, he's always going to be yours."
Mary's just gonna say thank you. Teach him other tricks. And don't let him eat too much cheese.
At this point, Farid's starting to lose it too. He's starting to his single tear is starting to turn into like multiple. He's like starting to cry. He's not bawling, but he's definitely like doing that thing where he's just like talking through tears. He's like, I will, and you can't get killed out there because I can't explain that to him when you don't ever come back. You must.
I know. I'll send letters.
He says, "Oh,
Back.
I'd like that very much."
I'll come back. I promise. And if I die, he can inherit my house.
And he says, "Oh, where would that be?"
I can't remember. What's the known village name?
It's
Brieffield?
Brieffield is the name of the big village. I think we settled that you live in a smaller village in the outskirts because of all the moving around you did as part of your backstory.
Yeah.
But Brieffield-ish, we'll say.
I live near Brieffield.
There you go.
In a mushroom house.
Oh, okay. Well, I will make sure that he knows that it's if there's a way that becomes useful to him, I will see that it's done.
Well, I'll say goodbye to him before we head out. But thank you. Mary's gonna start walking back down the stairs.
Before you even get like break from him, Miko has like made his way over to you, and he's like like pulling on your dress, and because you've been gone, so he like like you're back, so he's like pulling on your dress, and he's like starting the process of trying to like climb up you to. Because keep in mind, he can stand on his back legs and be as tall as you are. So
Mary's gonna hug him like he's a person.
And he's just kind of.
She's just gonna like, I'll be back. Don't worry. And then she's just gonna hand him to Farid.
Who will like take him and start stroking him, and like Farid's still crying, and he like sits back down in the chair, and he's just like looking at Miko crying as you make your way down the stairs, question mark.
Yeah, she's just gonna kind of do the little hand wave to Miko and go bye bye.
Oh, so
walk
sad.
right down the stair.
Oh, so
And
sad.
mind you, when she walks down the stairs, full ass, Mary has like when someone rubs their eyes when they have eyeliner on?
Yeah.
She got raccoon eyes. She is crying. She looking a mess.
Okay.
There ain't no hiding this.
Then I will leave it to Mary to determine when she pops back into conversation. So, this will take a minute, but then she can take as long as she needs in the stairwell.
Yeah, I think she's just going to go right back in.
Okay.
Done.
All right, then I'll cue you in just a second. These guys are setting up Art's carving. Basically, Charis turns to Tim and starts describing that he does in fact know the spell that is sleep, and that if you know how to infuse potions, and he also knows how to infuse potions, or knows the spell that he can, he can infuse it in a potion for you to to so that you can use it as a spell essentially. Um, like the vial he's going to hand to you and make, and then if you know how to make potions, then he'll just teach you the recipe for a potion of sleep also. Which, as a reminder, to craft it, you just need the time to do so, which I think is like, it depends on the cost of the potion, and then the cost, and then you have to pay for raw materials, which is half the cost the potion would normally be. So,
Okay.
so there's the deal. And this process is going to take the rest of the day to brew this potion. So, it was 3 when you guys left. You guys showed up here. Mary went upstairs. He set all this stuff up. By the time she comes back downstairs, it's only been 20 minutes, half an hour max, and you guys are like still in the middle of this brewing process. About the time Mary shows back up, Art is like finishing up whittling the geometric shape. Which, Art, go ahead and for giggles roll me I forget what it's called. It's called like a wood carpenter. Roll me a carpentry check, please. And if you don't have a carpentry skill, it's just a flat d20.
6. Well,
It'd be under professions.
oh,
I doubt you picked up anything in carpentry. You might have, but I doubt it.
I thought he picked something up in craft.
I know
it's craft.
Oh, it's craft. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
It could be craft. It could be craft. That's right.
I have craft leather, traps, untrained, and weapons.
This is none of those things. So that's a
No.
flat. That's a flat 6. Mary, you can go ahead and make your appearance whenever you want. I just want to describe this last thing. Tim
I think
sees.
Cassie's making her appearance.
Tim sees that Art is like finishing up, and he described, okay, I need this. It's like an L-shaped bracket, and it has like an extra flange off the top, and you gotta put a hole in it, and there's like 2 holes in it in the wrong spot, and like it's not really an L shape. It's more of just like a U, and it's like if a G had a broken inside part. It's not really what you described to him.
I'm thinking it's like maybe the size of 2 by 2 inches. So it's kind of small. So Tim is just like, see, yeah, you got pretty close, And then he's gonna just set it aside. Like, we'll need this whenever the potion's done. But for now, we should be good.
Art's just gonna be like, I mean, knowing because like it was kind of BS that he needed, he's just be like, all right, sure.
Mary, you walking through the door?
Yeah, Mary's just walking through the door, going to the table, and just sitting down.
And she's a fucking wreck.
Art,
like eyes red and puffy, cheeks tear stained, makeup smeared, like hair fucked up from where she's been like running her hands through it, like a wreck.
We'll say, go to Marion's. He'll say, "Hey, is everything all right?"
Yeah, well, no, but it's for the best.
If
and
you
Mary's
don't mind.
Gonna you'll slowly start to see a little bit of snot come out her nose, but she's gonna and push it back in.
Oh.
This is heart-wrenching.
No.
Mary's gonna look up at Art and be like, I relinquished custody to Fareed of Miko.
Art's just gonna be like, why?
It's not safe for him where we're going.
We could train him, make him be better, stronger.
We don't have
faster.
time. And I don't want him to live as I don't want him to be like, a child soldier. I want him to live a happy life where he can live on cheese and get fat and wear footsie pajamas. And he can get that with Fareed. He can't get that with us, at least not right now.
Whatever you think is best for him.
It's not what I think is best, it's what I know.
And Tim, despite the fact that you and Chariz are, were previously talking shop, Mary's entrance was enough of an ordeal to bring that conversation to a halt. So this is very much like within earshot. Although Chariz is pointedly not saying anything, and is just kind of like going about his work quietly and busily.
I think, he hears that Artemis, and so I think that he like takes one of his like nice like handkerchiefs and just hands it to her.
And Mary's gonna blow her nose. And then as she takes the handkerchief away, you're gonna see a little snot bubble, which pops. He's gonna hand you the handkerchief back, and it's gonna be like covered in snot. Like you didn't know someone that little could make that much snot, but she did. It's dripping off that thing, and she's just gonna hand it back to you. Like you're gonna have to touch the snot. It's that bad.
I think it's a case. It's going to be a case of like take a little bit of twine and then like going onto the one side that isn't nasty and just like tying it up so it's like kind of like a garbage bag.
This entire thing is soaked. Like Mary has like released all this emotion.
Right, but at some point it'll drip. So he'll just let you hold it for the stuff to slop off, and then once gravity does its job, that's it.
I think he pulls out another one and then grabs it with that. There we go.
There you go. Wrapping your tissue in his tissue. Tissue squared. Any response, Tim?
No, I think he's just gonna like take it back, like kind of like do a nod, and then find like a trash can or somewhere to throw it away at.
Yeah, there's like a compost and general refuse pile outside that you would know about, but nothing in here.
Yeah, he's gonna.
No. In the corner, because as part of the talking shop, Char's pointed out to you the like hazardous materials. It's like a clay jar, like a huge clay jar with like a heavy lid and like a big buckle latch system over the top. So you do know that that's in this room.
Okay, Tim's gonna to wrap it in an extra handkerchief or whatever, and then go and toss it in there basically, while giving like a reassuring nod to Mary before he does so.
Charles will catch you and just open it slowly.
Tim is gonna open it slowly. He's learned his lesson.
And he gets the top off, and there's like a couple inches of a like green blue, like neon glowing substance in there that like it's kind of like oil, like it slops around pretty well, but it's definitely got some viscosity to it. But it's like an 18-inch jar, and there's only a couple inches of this in the bottom. So.
Okay. Yeah, he's just gonna throw it away and go back to continuing to try to work on the thing.
Speaking of throwaway, I gotta empty my bladder.
Yep, you're good. Well, okay, so Charis will have told Tim at this point that this is what they're working on. This is what the process is. He's in the process of teaching he's in the process of teaching Tim, the ingredients and the times and the temperatures and the process for brewing this potion of sleep. And, he now knows it's going to take the better part of the day. And so we're gonna say so do the other two characters. You guys are more than welcome to hang out here for as long as you want. I can't believe that Mary gave up Miko. That's
After
wild.
all that
That's
work.
wild. That's so wild. Um, yeah,
After we almost died for
but
him.
um, that's technically I think your guys' first like 100% full complete story arc. Like you wanted a raccoon, you found Miko, you saved Miko, you taught him a trick, you protected him from the blood moon, you found a safe home for him. Like start to finish, you know what I mean? Like you saved Corbin and you're in the process of getting him somewhere safe, but you're not done with him yet. Like you could kind of argue that maybe the like bandit mercenary hideout clearing was, a whole arc, but has
For Matt.
Matt's head is literally resurfaced. So maybe that's not
Saving Miko is
done.
our arc.
But yeah, we were just talking about how Miko's story arc is your first basically complete story
Oh
arc
yeah,
at this
no, I
point.
heard the whole thing. My
Yeah.
headphones were still in when I went to the restroom.
There you go. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Daniel, it don't matter. I don't want my baby dying. Doesn't matter how much hard work we put in if he dies.
I guess that's right.
Yeah.
Do you not want him to live his best life in like a jacuzzi, drinking little martinis and eating cheese cubes?
I don't think he's gonna live like that, but okay.
I can hope, because I know Fareed would want that too.
Okay, so you guys. Tim is in the process of brewing a single potion of sleep with Charis and learning how to do this, which kind of leaves Art and Mary with some time to kill. Do you guys want to just kind of like hang out here until it's all done and then head back to the cellar, this evening when it's finished, or do you have other things you want to do?
I think Mary's just hanging out here.
Yeah, we can just hang out.
Solid. Then, after a day of pleasant conversation, Fareed, you know, comes through with Miko once, um, but only for a few minutes, and pretty quickly disappears upstairs again. It seems like he doesn't really want to be down here right now. Char is eccentric as ever. Talks a little bit with you guys about being excited to be, doing real magical studies. Pioneering magical studies. Looking at relics he's never seen before, and just how exciting that process is academically for him. And hours pass. You guys will find that you are growing hungry. I believe. I don't think anybody's eaten today, but 7, 8 o'clock, about the time your lessons would normally be done. This potion is also done. Char is, lets you know that anybody who drinks it will be able to, cast one instance of the spell Sleep, which, for anybody who needs to reference that, I will put it in chat for you, general, or at least the link. And you guys head back to the cellar. On this evening in particular, the town crier has called it early for the night. He probably noticed that you guys hadn't come back out yet and decided that he didn't want to be here when you did. So you make your way past the government center into the town market center and to the cellar of the Lord Church. There we go. You arrive to find Corbin sitting up with his back against a wall, like just clutching his head and groaning. And the door opens and it's pitch black down there. And like that little bit of light that shines through from like the sun shining down, it only like lights up really well a couple of feet. But you hear Corbin. It's from the cellar.
Is he like sitting or standing?
He's sitting hunched. Well, you have to enter the cellar first, but anybody who goes downstairs will find him, or down the ladder will find him, like on his cot, slumped against the side of the wall, sitting. Caught his hide roll.
Mary's gonna kind of walk up to him and just look at him.
Do you
upset.
have dark vision?
He has low light vision.
If the hatch is still open, you'll be able to make out some features on him. But if anybody closes the hatch behind him, it'll be pitch black. There are 0 candles lit down there right now.
What about his forehead?
It glows faintly, but not enough for you to be able to.
It's not like a torch.
Yeah, you can't even in pitch black darkness, you couldn't use that to even really be able. You probably couldn't even identify Corbin's face. Like there's probably not even enough light to light his face, because it all shines like outward, you know. Then is anybody gonna light a torch or a candle or anything, or are we just gonna?
Yeah, light a candle if there are any down here. I'm assuming there's like been 1 or 2 that we've been lighting.
Yeah. There's absolutely stuff to be lit down here. It just is clear that Corbin has put them all out. And as you go to light it back up, Corbin's, do you have to light that?
Yeah.
Did you have to drink 2 bottles of whiskey?
He says, it was 2 bottles? I only remember the first one, and not even all of that.
That's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, whoa, why are you guys yelling? I don't really appreciate it.
She's gonna grab him by his collar. Like, you scared us.
Like loudly?
Wake up. Like, yeah, she's gonna loudly. She don't care. Like, grab him and almost shake him by the collar. Like, you scared us. We didn't know where you went. You could have left us a note, but you didn't. You ran out there in the world, got drunk, you faced your problems like an idiot. And then you spilt your coin everywhere and we had to pick it up. We could have left it, but we didn't. And she's gonna pick out the coin purse from her tatas and like throw it at him.
And he's gonna as it hits him.
Mm-hmm. And she's gonna be like, do that again. And I'll punch you in the balls. She walks over to like where her little cot, I guess, would be.
That's fair. And Corbin just kind of like in protest is like, I can't have left you a note. I can't write.
You could have woken one of us up. There's no excuse. And Mary, I'm assuming, is still looking like a hot mess.
Yeah, unless she's made an attempt to clean herself up, which I didn't hear her say she did. Alright, Corbin's gonna just say, okay, fine, just stop yelling. Ugh, holding his head.
Stop yelling. What's Mary's gonna say in response to that?
He's already set up as far away from the group as he can be from the previous night, so he doesn't really have anywhere to go, but he's just gonna shake his head. Gentlemen, you've been sitting there pretty quietly. Anything to add to this exchange?
I know it didn't help him with getting him to not be drunk, but would cure light wounds help with a hangover? Since if what's it called is technically poison.
Tim.
Cure light wounds cure a headache.
Tim has used it before on him when he was actively drunk, and it didn't. It cured his like scrapes and bruises, but didn't do anything for his inebriation. Tim could try, because I asked Tim if he had ever used it on a drunk person before, and he said no, and I'm assuming the answer is the same for a hungover person. So
yeah,
Tim could absolutely try.
Because like being hungover is like it's like dehydration and stuff.
Tim could absolutely try.
Okay, let's see. Check my stats.
How many of these I got? What I used today?
I think I've only used the one on him. Yeah, just the one on him. Okay, I got one. get one of these.
It's the end of the day. You're about to rest anyway.
Yeah, 11.
And as you finish casting your spell, Corbin like perks up and he like takes a deep breath and he like looks up and his eyes brighten. It's like, wow, that's a lot better.
Well, now we know. It doesn't work on a drunk person, but it works on a hungover person.
A hung over? What was I hanging over?
Uh, up the metaphorical like cliff towards alcoholism.
Is that actually what that means?
I don't think so, but that was really good. Um, uh, I was gonna say, yeah. Well, thanks anyway. What I miss?
Tomorrow morning, we're going out to slay some goblins. Not just slay them willy nilly, but we got to plan to kidnap one and bring it to town, so we can figure out basically where Kowler all teleports in from,
How are we gonna do that?
with the help of Chars.
Okay, he's gonna like look around, look at Mary. Where's Miko?
Give me a
Oh.
minute. My body is like rejecting what me and Andreas ate before this.
Oh boy.
No.
Well, that question will float there, suspended in time. But we can roleplay whatever you guys want at this point. As a matter of fact, you know what? I was gonna wait a few minutes to take a break. I was gonna try and take one at 7. But if Jennifer needs a minute, now feels like a good time. So why don't we take a 5-minute break and we'll be back in 5.
For sure.
Cool. All right. I'll turn my mics all on so everybody can hear me. Turn my desktop audio on so they can hear you guys. And we were at the cellar. Corbin had just got a firm talking to, a stern talking to.
I think you had asked Mary about, or Corbin had asked Mary about.
That's
Miko?
exactly what Corbin said. Corbin looked to Mary and says, "Where's Miko?"
And Mary's just gonna start crying and like shove her face into like her pillow.
And if the gentlemen aren't going to say anything to her defense,
Um,
Corbin's going to look at you guys and just, is everything okay?
He's actually. Tim does not know.
no.
Tim overheard.
No.
You
Oh
were
wait,
in
no,
that
yeah,
room.
he overheard. Yeah. Never mind. Okay.
I mean, you can decide
he's-
that Tim was so focused on the experiment that he didn't catch much of it, but that's totally on you. You had the opportunity to hear it all.
Yeah, no, I forgot that he was there. Yeah, I think Tim's just gonna be like, he's staying with Fareed for now.
He's like, "Oh,
And Mary's
that makes sense."
mumble through the pillow. Forever.
Oh, so sad. Corbin's going, oh, okay. Okay. So we're doing something tomorrow?
Yeah, we're fighting some goblins.
With
No,
Char's
we're
itself.
not
Char's is coming with
goblins.
us?
In a way, he pulls out he's coming with us in spirit as he pulls out the potion.
Spirit. I like it. So, Corbin's gonna say, "Oh, is it gonna make you super strong? Is it gonna blow him up? What does it do?"
See, that's my job, and I don't want Char's encroaching in my territory. No, this will put a few of them to sleep.
He's like, "Oh, a few of them, huh?"
Yeah, because if I looked at the spell right, it's 4 hit dies worth of enemies, right?
No, I think it's it is come upon 4. Oh, it might be actually. One or more living creatures. Yeah, but they all have to be within a 10-foot radius burst. So, it's like you could have a bunch of creatures, but they'd all have to be basically packed in, standing on top of each other to affect that many.
Okay, but just to logistics of it, so one of us would drink that potion, we'd be able to cast sleep on an area, and
right,
then it would affect
on a 10-foot area, and anything in that 10-foot area would, it's like it says number of hit die. It's like I'll just give it to you because you're gonna roll well. Like anything in that 10-foot area has to roll its whatever save to see if it falls asleep.
Okay.
Will save.
Okay.
But yes, that is how that works. And its range is 100 feet plus 10 feet per level, like in front of you, behind you, to the side of you that you can cast it. But its area of effect is only a 10-foot burst.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. As long as that's clear.
Yeah.
Then back to Corbin, who's going to say, "That sounds really useful."
It is, and he taught me how to make them. So we can get more of them in the future if we need them.
That sounds really useful.
Yep, the plan is just to head out tomorrow morning, so we're kind of done here for the night.
Says, "Okay, I don't, because I didn't think I was doing anything today." He was like, "But I could do stuff now." And he's like, is all perked up. I was like, "But if we have to wait till tomorrow, then we can wait till tomorrow." He kind of like glances over at Mary, who's, I'm assuming, still sobbing, and say, "Maybe it's better that we wait."
Yeah. we should all get ready first. We have a long night ahead of us.
Corbin. Okay. And he, sits down with you guys, pulls out one of the rations that you guys gave him. I think this is his last one because you gave him 5. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he pulls out his last ration, and he's last one, and he makes himself some dinner, and it's just kind of like making it a point to sit in the more like communal space instead of like being isolated like he has been the last couple of days.
Tim's gonna do the exact same thing. He's gonna pull out one, eat some dinner, have it be like a meal.
Right. Yeah.
Art will pull one out too. First checking to see if any rats have gone into it.
And Corbin's gonna see you like looking at your food really closely, and he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, are you the reason for?" And then he points over to like the pile of like half chewed up cheese at this point that's been sitting on the ground all day, and it's just like kind of turned into like a sludge. He's like, "Is that you?"
Art's just like, I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, okay. And then he's gonna like glance over at Tim because Mary is crying. He's gonna glance over at Tim and like just kind of like give him the eyebrows, the head tilt, like the.
It's going towards Mary, right?
No, it's going towards Tim because Mary's crying. Tim, you're the only
And then-
one who would see this. He's trying to see if you're going to tell if you'll give him any other information because Art doesn't want to talk about it.
I think. Yeah, Tim's just gonna say he doesn't like pepper.
And Corbin, oh, okay, what's pepper?
Like hearing this, Tim is going to like up a little bit, and he's gonna like, hand me that and like hand him over the rest of his rations, ask him for them, and then he's gonna like pull out some pepper, some salt, maybe like another like cilantro or something, like dried cilantro leaves or whatever. And he's like gonna start, making it look or taste just a little bit better, but seasoning it.
Is there a profession tied to this?
There's cooking. I don't know if I have points into it though yet. I have not.
Just roll me a flat D20 then, and we'll see.
With advantage because putting pepper and stuff on is not that difficult of a thing.
That's fair with advantage. Because if you try, I'm trying to gauge Corbin's response more than anything. So yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay. Okay. It's a flat 17.
Yeah.
I figure it's not an important roll, so.
It's not, but it's not. Yeah, so it's a great time to lobby. Lobby for extra stuff. So yeah, so Corbin, starts eating it. He like turns to Tim, and he's like, no, turns to Art rather, and says, "You're crazy, man. This is way better this way."
And Art's just gonna be like, oh, I bet it is. Unless you get a side of rat in with it, then it may be turn out there. But what do I know?
And he like stops eating and he like looks over at Tim and he's like, "How do they make pepper?"
Doesn't come from rats. It comes from plants.
He's like, "Are you sure?" Looking over at Art.
And then Art just kind of give him like that face of like, maybe it comes from plants, but who knows? Like trying to fuck with him.
At this point, I'm thinking. There's a specific scene. What's it called? It's one of the. Oh shoot, what was the actor? Sylvester Stallone movies.
Okay, Rambo.
The one with also what's his name, Wesley Snipes, where they're in the future and like he meets the underground gang and they're giving him burgers and he's like, delicious burgers. What are they made of? And they're like rats. And like, well, they still taste good. So I'm thinking Tim. All that basically is Tim like, hey, does it taste good if they came from rats? Like, does it matter if they taste good?
Corbin's like, well, it matters a little, but and he like looks at it. He's like, it is pretty good. He takes another bite of it. And he's gonna go ahead and polish off his food. Uh, he'll probably ask you guys a couple probing questions about, tomorrow. Do we know where we're going? Do we know how many goblins there are going to be? Are you guys going to chicken out on me like you tried to do last time?
Damn. Freaking
Damn.
throwing shade.
You guys can respond if you want.
Ours is gonna be like, um, what do you mean chicken out? We tried to save our skins. If you want to be stupid enough to go back and die, be my guest.
I think at this point, I'm just gonna be like, what's the phrase? I'm trying to think of the phrase. Like, if you want to start pulling out receipts, like the last I checked, I nearly died trying to keep you guys from dying against orcs and the Blood Moon.
Corbin's like, I will give you that, yeah. He's like, but we're going right back to where the goblins are, and you guys were running from the goblins before. What makes it any different? Are we? He's like, I told you we could handle the goblins. He's like, I told you we could handle the goblins.
We can put them to sleep now. I feel like we have a little bit of advantage. Finally get back at those freaking bastards. As he's remembering when they put Art to sleep.
Oh yeah, I forgot they did.
Like he's ready. He's excited to freaking let them have a taste of their own medicine.
Oh fuck, that's funny. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Well, I'll be ready to go in the morning, I guess. It's time to get some shut eye. I've been sleeping most of the day, but I actually feel good now. So I'll see you guys in the morning. And Corbin like goes off and makes his bed up for the night and crawls into it.
I think Tim's gonna clean up, but get that half-eaten charcuterie thing and like put it in that vomit bucket that had been set aside because, granted they're staying a couple of days longer than they thought it would, but like he's still trying to keep it clean.
Right. That's fair. Okay. Mary.
She's still crying into that pillow.
Okay. On her bunk.
On her bunk, yeah.
Yep. Art.
Art's just gonna go to sleep.
Okay. Which leaves Tim and Mary as the last two standing.
I think Tim's gonna like open up another ration for sure, give it a little bit of salt or something, and then just like put it by Mary's thing because he knows that I don't think she's eaten yet.
By my count, she has not.
She has not.
Yeah.
I don't think Mary is going to notice this because her head is in the pillow with her arms underneath it, just bawling.
Okay, I guess with that he's probably gonna like do that. Maybe put an arm on her shoulder and then probably head to bed.
Cool. And Mary, I'm assuming you're just gonna cry yourself to sleep.
She's going to cry herself to sleep.
I caught myself halfway through just how insensitive that sounded. And I'm Mary. I assume you're gonna cry yourself to sleep tonight. And I'm like, oh, that's.
Yes, Dave. I'm going to cry myself to sleep.
Oh, that's so. For whatever it's worth, Mary, I'm really impressed. Do you have inspiration?
I do not.
I'm gonna give it to you for making the hard choice to leave Miko behind, because you guys literally spent multiple sessions going into the forest, fighting wargs, coming back out, spent a ton of time in a bunch of sessions after the fact, teaching it shit. You gave up all your mornings for a week, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you advantage for making the tough in character decision to do what Mary would believe is best for Miko. Okay, so Mary, so Tim being the last one asleep, unfortunately this is not a super big area, and actually everybody has to go to sleep to the sounds of Mary quietly sobbing in the distance. But everybody is able to sleep off the night, and you all awake the next morning bright and early, 6 a.m. And the day is yours.
Okay. Tim, I think when he wakes up, if he sees that what's it called, that ration that had been set by Mary's but hasn't been eaten yet, like if it hasn't been eaten yet by Mary, he's probably gonna go over and eat it himself.
Yeah, she hasn't touched it.
Okay. He's gonna like look at it, make sure it's good or whatever, and then just still eat it, even if it isn't, because it's only been a day.
Yep.
And then
This
I
is
think,
obvious, so anybody can say anything about it if they want, but otherwise you can check your food tick off for today.
Art will kind of like, still trying to get up. He's just like sees Tim freaking scourging after him. Like, Tim, like, trying to get his attention. Like, what the hell are you doing?
so good.
Tim, did you look at it at all, or did you just pick it up and eat it?
Like maybe like a quick look, maybe like if it's got a little dirt, rub it on his shirt to clean it off.
Roll me a perception check, please.
Okay.
Oh my god, there's gonna be a rat in it.
I really hope.
Is this gonna be like the Kentucky Fried Chicken rat?
12.
Yeah. So you give it a pretty good look over, and it's it looks like it might be a little stale, but visually it looks like it hasn't been gnawed upon or anything. There are no foreign bodies on or in it. Yeah, and you're no big deal. You can eat that. That's fun. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, it's just like the quick little rub on his shoulder, clean off, and then just start eating it for breakfast.
That's perfect. That's perfect. But Art, he sees Tim eating breakfast. He starts to maybe get a little bit jealous.
Art is kind of like he he loves breakfast. But I don't think he would really stoop low to like go after stale. Because when he thinks breakfast, he thinks of nice plate of food and like being comfortable.
Right.
So I don't think he would really get jealous. He would just kind of be like, well, I mean, it's probably better than nothing, but I'll survive.
That's fair. He's an adventurer at heart. He loves breakfast, but he's an adventurer at heart and knows that. Yeah. That
So
makes
good,
sense.
the floor's clean.
I feel like he would be more so upset that he doesn't have breakfast, more so than jealous looking at Tim.
Right, and that's I guess what I was referring to. Is jealous that Tim has any breakfast at all. Is I guess what I was getting at. But and Corbin's gonna kind of like walk up to you guys. Mary, I'm assuming is no longer crying. Probably looks like a fucking wreck, but is no longer crying.
So Mary's still in bed.
Corbin's gonna like make
she
it.
hasn't raised her face from that pillow yet. The untold horrors that are underneath have not been revealed.
Corbin's gonna approach the guys then and be like, "Is anybody?" And like says quietly, "Has anybody checked on Mary this morning?"
Art's just gonna shake his head no.
You guys are gonna try to wake up, and that's when it's revealed she killed herself in the night.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
That would be real.
You're gonna wake it up, and it's like gray corpse face.
Okay. Tim. Yeah, I guess with that thing in mind, as Andreas with that in mind, Tim Charlie like look over, like thinks she's still sleeping, is like gonna wake her up and try to wake her up. I'm assuming he's like moving her shoulder very lightly so that she gets up.
Mary's a deep sleeper.
Maybe a bit more. Like shaking the cot a little bit now.
Nope.
Corbin's gonna turn and whisper to Art. Oh, deep sleeper, huh?
Art's gonna get up and he's gonna go help him shake her up. Art is gonna kind of scoot to him. He's like, "I got this."
You mother.
He's gonna take the roll and then just lift it up. Not-
Just gonna flip the bed basically.
yeah.
Just wheelbarrow her off. Uh, that is at least enough to disturb her face from being buried in the pillow, if not wake her up entirely. This is
Can we have it be that it doesn't wake her up?
I will.
I want to see what the next step they take it.
Maybe like a fortitude roll.
Do a fortitude roll to see if Mary stays asleep.
that sounds like a great plan. Let's do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to.
I'm
I want
actually
to use my
curious.
inspiration. Okay, wait. What's a four? It's a D20.
You'll be the first person to ever use inspiration to go for a lower number.
Yeah. So if I like roll low, or if it is it I low roll, I
You
want
want
to
you
try to
want a
dance.
low roll. If you don't want to wake up, you want a low roll.
Okay. God have mercy. Roll in the dot. Keep getting. This is the only thing I don't like about the tower. It gets stuck all the time. I got 12.
Plus or minus your con modifier or fortitude or whatever the fuck we talked about.
It's not good. It's a 16.
Well, 16 is fine for that'll that's enough for you to for you normally to have woken up. So yeah, I mean that'll because you wanted a
Yeah,
low
no, I
roll and you
wanted her
rolled
to stay
16.
asleep. I was hoping she'd stay asleep. I wanted to see what the guys would do next.
Uh, but yeah, so that's enough. So I mean, you don't have to like respond to them. You just your character
Can
just
she pretend to keep sleeping?
yeah. I mean, absolutely. Yeah.
Do I have to roll like a
Yeah.
bluff?
I mean, roll me a bluff check.
Okay. Oh, yeah. 18 plus 9. 28? Or, yeah. No, 27.
27. It's pretty good. Both of you guys roll me perception checks because you're just looking at her, trying to see if she's awake.
Only way I beat it is with the 20 or 19.
You have to beat it by
Yeah,
5.
no.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Yeah, you guys flip Mary out, and she like tumbles out, and her face peels away from the pillow, and you can see. Well, I mean, do you want to describe what they see?
We're seeing, like, Mary looks like she's been stung by a bee. Like, her face is swollen. It's reddish pink. There is snot that has, like, dried in certain places, but is still semi wet in others. She is full on, like, cried so hard that the tears has helped wiped away her mascara and eyeliner and stuff. But there's still, like, a gray, like, splotchiness on her face, focusing near the eyes. Her hair is disheveled. It's still in a bun, but there's pieces flying out. And you guys knocking her out that bed did not help. But that's what they see.
And
She
and the
looks to be still asleep.
and the pillow has like pulled away from her face, but you can see it's like pulling at her cheek where it's like
It's
physically
stuck to
glued
it.
and stuck itself there, and she appears to still be asleep.
She's gonna be like, God damn. Like, he's just gonna be like, that crying must have really tuckered her out. As he's gonna like kind of like, or he like has in the back of his head, he's gonna be like, oh no, what if she killed herself?
With
So he's gonna just, hmm?
with her face. Well, I guess you guys weren't looking for that, so I'm sorry. Go ahead, continue.
Ar's just gonna
Oh,
go
he's
close to her.
back.
Yeah, he's just gonna kind of go close to her, like kind of like not kick her, but like kind of like tap her with his foot just to kind of like see.
Mary's gonna keep faking it.
Uh, yeah, I'm gonna go and just hand this one to you and say that that you like notice that she's breathing, and so
Oh, okay.
you know that she's alive. You know she's at least
Yeah.
breathing.
This isn't like Mary has started holding her breath.
No, because last time I heard you were playing along being asleep, not dead.
Yeah.
So
Not dead.
Art's gonna look at Tim and Corbin and be like, well, now, like, knowing they can't possibly wake her up even more, like, just kind of like saying normally, what the hell are we gonna do?
I mean, I think she's still sleeping. I don't think she's like passed out or anything.
It's like, well, that was my plan.
and Corbin kind of pipes in. He's like, "Did she have anything to drink? Maybe she's hanging over."
Wait, is like Art crouched down next to Mary, or is he standing?
Crouching.
Mary's gonna punch him in the ball.
God damn it, I knew it. Fucking.
She'll have to open her eyes at least a little to get
Yeah. She's gonna do that while they're all talking to each other, very slightly open her eyes and quickly punch him in the balls for flipping her off that mattress.
Art, roll me a perception check to see if you notice Mary open her eyes at all.
17 plus. I mean,
Yeah, I assume you notice it.
I think you do. So then roll me a reflex check with advantage.
it's 24.
That is
Reflex.
great. Roll me a reflex check with advantage, please.
10. Oof.
What's your other roll?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I get 2 rolls.
That's with advantage.
Yeah.
It's not great. 10 plus your reflex.
Let's see, where do I find her? 10 plus 9, so 19.
Ah, that is enough to. Art and Tim and Corbin are like having this conversation with Art, who just sees him like glance at Mary and then like go wide stance and like springboard himself up as like Mary's fist just like rockets up from the laying position, and not only does her fist rocket up, but she springs up herself, and like it's not just an arm, Day of the Dead style coming out from the ground. Like she is springing. But Art is wise to this and has been nut checked a few times, and saw that Mary was not in fact sleeping, and caught the like, she got caught with the like, ah, little deal, and he was able to spring out of the way. Uh, uh, yeah, that's what happens there.
Okay, I'm imagining like Mary is kind of shoulders crouched, and you know when like an animal is attacking a group of people, and it kind of like it looks back between the different ones. It's like I'm gonna get you, and then I'm gonna get your friend, and it's like begins to like lunge towards one person, goes psych, and lunge towards the other.
Oh no.
She's gonna lunge towards Tim for not freaking stopping Art from rolling her off the bed.
Jesus Christ.
This is a wild animal at this point. Like she's going to
Actually, Mary, I will. Point of fact, Mary does not know that it was Art who rolled her off the bed, because she woke up on contact with the ground, and Art just all Art said was, "Well, that she's not waking up, so."
Yeah. However, I think Mary knows Art enough that she knows it's him who rolled her off that bed.
Yeah, Tim's not exactly the bed flipping type. I'll give that to you.
Corbin isn't either, but I'm imagining her like ground face. You're seeing the crow marks down her
No,
eyes.
that's a valid argument. I will concede that point. That's fair.
Yeah.
Art, from Mary's perspective, Art is most likely to have dumped her out of bed of those three. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to him.
Even Art's like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I'm just imagining like they are circled around like the wild animal, which is Mary. She begins to look like she's gonna lunge towards Corbin, and she lunges towards Tim, ready for another testicle punch.
And seeing the lunging, Corbin not only backs up, he's like, "You guys are on your own," and he starts to like head towards the ladder, and he's pretty slow because he's only got one arm, but he like starts the process of like climbing up the ladder to get like out of the cellar.
Does Tim get punched? That's the real question, though.
Tim, are you gonna
So
try?
let's roll.
Yeah,
Let's roll.
Roll, baby.
So Mary, roll an unarmed attack first. See
How
if
do
you're.
I do that?
It's a D20 plus your unarmed. You should that should always be on your character sheet. It should be like above your weapons.
Okay. Ah, I got stuck again. Come on, dice. Go in thing. Don't get stuck.
There you go.
Okay. I rolled a nat 1, so this ain't helping me.
Well, what's your
Out of
final?
curiosity. Unarmed 7?
Yeah, it's not. It's not gonna. Oh, and it's an attack
Six,
strike
right?
anyway. And it's attack strike anyway. So yeah, that for sure is going to. So Mary's gonna like, because Mary started lunging at Corbin, and then she was like gonna redirect to lunge
Oh,
it
wait.
at
Can I
Tim.
take this moment to use my inspiration?
Yeah, if you want to use your inspiration on a
Yeah,
nut
I do.
check, then you can
Really?
use your inspiration on a nut check. I can't. I only award the inspiration. I don't rule when it gets used. So
21. I want to take out Tim's nuts.
Tim, roll me a reflex save.
Stuck. Hold up. Oh, never mind. It's Oh, 22.
Damn it!
Oh shit. Okay. So like Mary expertly feints from Corbin to Tim. Tim like barely has enough time to register that there's been like a shift of movement out of his peripheral vision, and he just like instinctively starts to like shift his weight from one foot to the other, and like hella slow-mo Matrix style like like pushes his pelvis back as Mary like comes in for a swoop and just like hits air, and it's like there's just like millimeters between Tim's crotch and Mary's fist, but there is like two ships passing in the night, and they unfortunately the attack does not quite make contact.
Oh,
And
you beat me by 1 point.
Yeah, it was by 1.
that's
Okay, I
that.
guess the last person is go try to pull Corbin down from the ladder, and then she's done.
I will go ahead. This will be really easy for me because though Corbin is not going up very quickly, you've taken enough time doing other things. He's halfway up the 8-foot ladder, and Mary, the 3-foot gnome, is not able to reach him.
Can she just go from the bottom and be like, yeah?
And Corbin just like looks down, makes eye contact with her, and like doubles his pace. It's like, and he just kind of like he gets to the top where the doors are. He just kind of like pushes against it with like his head, neck, and shoulder, and just kind of like pushes his body out and like flops waist over, and you watch his legs just like kicking as he just like kind of like wiggles his way off and like gets like his feet, his calves, ankles, and feet disappear, and he's out of sight.
Mary's just gonna slowly turn and look at the boy.
I think at this point, Tim's like both arms out, Jurassic World style. Like, well, he's like, we get it. You're upset, but there's no need to take it out on us.
Which one of you did it?
I'm just gonna be like, you weren't waking up. Thought I'd try.
Straight up.
You're just gonna... And look, you're up.
It worked.
Yeah, I know it worked.
Oh,
Mary's just gonna.
Art will accept fully what's coming to him.
I think Tim's like, listen, you gotta eat something. You haven't eaten like a day or two. It'll be good to put some food in your stomach.
And Mary is hungry. It has been a whole 24 hours plus since she has eaten last.
I'm assuming though you're tossing it from like across the room.
Yeah, it's like a loaf. It's tossing like a thing of bread from a ration.
Yeah.
Mary's gonna like swipe, grab it, and like crouch and eat it while glaring at him and mumbling. She's become the raccoon.
She is the raccoon. Oh,
Oh
funny.
no.
Part of her is now the raccoon since she lost her raccoon.
She's now one with the raccoon.
Mm-hmm.
You guys hear Corbin like holler from the cellar. She calmed down yet?
A bit.
I'm gonna stay up here.
Or should be like,
You're gonna need to come back down here to get your thing done.
He's like, can I just wear my hood today?
No.
Roll a
No.
diplomacy check, please.
Just no.
No.
No explanation.
Ow.
See, this is why we roll with the tower. You roll a 19 on the other one, you roll a 30 on this one.
What's your final?
It's probably 3. Let's double check. Diplomacy. A 5.
Yeah. Corbin says, yeah, I think my hood's gonna be okay for today.
Mary's gonna go, come back here now! Try to intimidate him down.
Intimidating is a lot less effective when you can't see the thing and he knows that he's a whole room away. So roll me an intimidate check with disadvantage, please.
Is that where I roll 2 and then I take the worst?
That is correct.
Okay. I'm imagining this is like when your mom yells like your full name from the other room and you have to kind of like decide, is this worth it?
Yeah, that's kind of that. That's a pretty close description of the
Okay.
process here.
Okay. Go down. If you're gonna go, roll. Come on. Chop, chop, real smooth. Okay, so one's a 9, and I'll just add my thingy to whichever one I get.
Yeah.
And
And
once I got 9 twice, do I roll a third to get a lower?
no, it's just it cracks me up. The one time I have you roll with disadvantage is like it literally doesn't fucking matter. They're the same roll.
Yeah. So 19.
19 is a fair roll. Let me see. Let me do a fortitude save for Corbin. On his 3, he's gonna just be like, he's gonna holler to the guys. Tim, Art, you got her? You sure? Is it cool?
Yeah. She's
Yeah,
eating.
it's fine, buddy.
Okay. You hear him like very slowly, like make his way back down the stairs. He's like looking, and he's like standing, like 2 full arm lengths away from Mary, just like waiting for her to finish eating.
Okay. I guess like now we go do the makeup. So makeup roll?
Yeah, disguise
Makeup
check, please.
roll.
You're probably halfway through your second 10.
10 plus disguise. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As always, Mary thinks she does a great job, and especially in the low light of the cellar, Tim and Art also think that Mary did an excellent job today.
I'm kind of imagining with all her little bottled rage, like, you know, the beauty blender powder puff she used, she smacked him a bit too hard with it.
Yeah, it's a little
Boom,
thick in
boom.
some places. There's like a sponge outline in his forehead,
Yeah,
but
it
you know,
still looks like it's covering the thing, but like he done got hit by that toddler hand.
yeah, that's good. It's still pretty early morning, so Corbin's gonna. Okay, so we're gonna go find some goblins.
We need to check in with Charles, just let him know that we're gonna be heading out today, and then so that he can make sure to be on standby. We'll load up on any supplies if we're missing anything. I don't think we are, but just to be safe, we'll have a chance to get some supplies before we head out, and then we'll head out and try to grab some goblins.
Mary's gonna look at Tim and go, "You mean Art and me are gonna get some goblins?"
I will be a respectable distance behind, along with Corbin.
Mary's gonna like, with that notice, look towards the both of them, look towards Art, and like Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What? What?
And
As she's like,
as she's
as she says, like, neither of you are really good at sneaking. So, like, how far is a respectable distance?
Corbin's gonna say, "Hey, I'm good at killing goblins. I think I should go with them."
We're not killing any goblins. We're just kidnapping one.
And Corbin,
We're not
oh, and
killing
I'm
any
sure it's
goblins
gonna
yet.
go real perfect.
Oh
That's what
yeah, if we sneak into it real quietly, it will.
Corbin. That's what we're doing back. If things go awry, we're there to chuck bombs and hit goblins with sticks.
Well, how far back are we gonna stay? How are we gonna stay in touch? I don't.
Well, once we start seeing any kind of signs of goblin, we'll start backing off. We'll let them go forward, and
Mary's gonna go. How about this? We hear a sign. I'll do my roar, and you'll hear it.
Oh, that sounds like a pretty good plan.
ooh, you can make it like a bird call, so that it's inconspicuous, but we know to hear it.
Well, assume if shit's going down.
It's going
That
down
point,
for real.
Okay, if shit's going down, you can do a roar. If things are going, if you got the goblin, do like a, I don't know, a
that's
bird.
a really loud bird, though.
Fair.
Okay, so then the first place you guys are going is Chars's Tower. Is that correct?
Yes.
I thought we were logging off at 7:30.
We are,
Oh.
which is why I'm going to Chars's Tower to save the game real quick before
Oh, okay.
before we're
I
done.
was like, wait, we're staying?
No, I'm loading the next map so I know where you guys are and I don't have to try to remember this shit again. Woodhurst campaign 2. You guys are always in the same spot. You guys have been like ending your sessions at Chars's Tower for the last couple of goes.
Mm-hmm.
The hub
And
world.
SK's got cool digs.
The world, yeah.
I really thought you said he got cool dicks.
No.
And that seems like a good opportunity to end the stream. Give me just a second. All right, guys. It has been a blast. Thank you all for joining. We had to cut it a little bit short. We try to usually run probably another hour and a half or so. But we've had some scheduling issues lately with one of our players who has had to go into work a little earlier than usual. So we just do the best we can. This is the full campaign. This is the regular campaign. This group obviously really enjoys like hanging out in town, role playing, spending time with the characters, which feels great for me as a DM because then I get to role play as all the characters and hang out with them as well. So I definitely had a blast, and I will be back in a week with these guys to do this again. Later.